Calvary Chapel presents Pastor's Perspective, a one-hour program that gives a biblical and pastoral viewpoint on the theological, social, and practical issues of the day. We'll be taking your calls in just a moment. But first, here's today's host.
Well, hi, everybody, and welcome to the Wednesday edition of Pastor's Perspective. I'm Don Stewart, and along with Pastor Chuck Smith, we're ready to take your questions and calls. All right, Nikki from Riverside, California is on the line now. Nikki, thanks for waiting. You're on Pastor's Perspective. Hi.
Hi. Thank you so much for taking my call. On Friday, I went for a doctor's appointment, and my husband and I were pregnant. We learned that we have conjoined twins who share one body but have two heads, where the life expectancy is not very good. If I continue to go on with the pregnancy, they said that the complications will just increase a lot, and most likely the baby won't live to term, and if the baby does live to term, they're either born stillborn or they live up to 1 day maximum. A lot of the doctors are encouraging abortion because of the complications that could happen. I have a 2-year-old daughter and a husband, and my heart never wants to have an abortion. But I don't know what to do. I don't know what direction to go to right now. I'm really praying hard and trying to just believe that the Lord is going to do what He's going to do with these two little ones.
Oh, Nikki.
But I don't know what to do.
Oh, bless your heart, Nikki. All our hearts just go right out to you. Chuck, what do you say?
Well, Don, it's awfully hard to actually suggest abortion, but, I'm sure that in a case like this where the life expectancy is just, is so bleak and all, that I'm sure that the Lord would not condemn her if she went ahead and had an abortion at this early stage of the development of the fetus. And so, the Bible says, I think about Jesus, the woman taken in that adultery and brought, and they said, our law says to stone her. What do you say? And Jesus said, I say, let him that is without sin cast the first stone. And then when those who were ready to stone her all departed, when Jesus was writing on the ground, he stood up and said, woman, where are your accusers? And she said, well, I guess I don't have any. He said, well, neither do I condemn thee. Go thy way and sin no more. And I think that, Nikki, if you go ahead and decide that, to allow the doctors to perform an abortion on this fetus that is just not developing right and has no chance of living, that I'm sure the Lord is saying, neither do I condemn you. And I don't feel that He would condemn you in such a situation because of the choice that you made.
Yeah, Nikki, above all, we hope that you've got some real good Christian fellowship, counseling, wisdom around you, that you're going to a church, there's some pastor or counselor that's there with you that can take you through it, because this is not something, that you're going to, it's not one we can answer real quickly here. Someone has to be with you now, during it, afterwards, because it's a real difficult situation. But rest assured, the Lord's with you. He's the good shepherd. He's there. And He'll give you wisdom, and it's a situation, again, none of us would like. It's one that you have, and but God will give you the grace to get through it, however it might be. And you've asked the right question. You want to do the right thing in the eyes of the Lord, and that's the main thing in something like this. And God will honor that, and God will honor you. And Nikki, all of our hearts just go right out to you. We just really, really feel for you. We know that it's so hurtful and something so unexpected that happened to you. But we know the Lord will be with you. We don't have time to pray. We got less than about 30 seconds. We're going to be off the air. But we're going to have a lot of people praying for you. Nikki from Riverside, California. That God will supernaturally just help you, your family, and everyone through this. And, Chuck, we've got the Lord to be with us, and that's it, right?
That's the bottom line.
Yeah, so Nikki, God's with you, and again, our hearts go out to you. A lot of people are going to be praying for you, and just rest assured, the Lord is with you, with your husband, your other child, and He's going to whip that little one that's inside you too. Okay, this is Pastor's Perspective. We are out of time. Sorry, we couldn't go any further, but the clock tells us we got to leave. And
how did you get that way? God made us like this.
California, talk to Mark now. Hi, Mark. Welcome to Pastor's Perspective.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. How you guys doing?
Good.
Pastor Chuck, I was listening yesterday to the radio, and this lady had called about an abortion, and I guess there was some kind of deformity about her child, and you recommended her, that God's grace is there, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't want to misquote you, but about God's grace is there to go ahead and have the abortion. Wouldn't that be just the same counsel of the world? And plus, saying in answering that, does that open up to a lot of confusion to a lot of girls and, deformities or whatever they might want to excuse to have an abortion? I mean, do you want to maybe clarify that answer, or?
I would love to, Mark.
Yeah, I'm glad we have a chance to do that because we ran out of time yesterday, Mark. So go ahead, Chuck.
I am totally opposed to abortion. I believe that it is a great sin, and I do believe that, the 50-plus million children that have been aborted in the United States since the Roe versus Wade is one of the greatest sins of America, and I think that we're going to be judged for it. And, that's my position on abortion. I do not believe in abortion as it is being practiced today. However, there can be extenuating circumstances, and as the lady said yesterday, the doctors were saying that her life was in jeopardy in carrying the babies the baby that is in her womb with two heads, that the baby would not be able to survive more than 5 minutes after the birth, and that her life was in jeopardized by it. And she has a little 2-year-old daughter. And I would say that in a situation like that, with these extenuating circumstances, I'm sure that God would be gracious and forgiving. And but that isn't endorsing abortion at all, nor is it saying that it is something that anybody can just say, well, I don't want this child, or it's a little girl and I want a boy. And so, I'm totally opposed to abortion for just any reason, but I do believe in being reasonable.
Yeah, Mark, it wasn't about a deformity that was there. It was about something life-threatening to the mother, and also something, as she explained the circumstances, that it's a horrible choice no matter what you do. It's a lose-lose, as it were. And so what Chuck was trying to do, obviously, was explain, the options that are there. But particularly when she has a 2-year-old and her life would be, at risk, seemingly for just delivering the child, who would maybe live 5 minutes, according, to what the doctors say. It was all those factors that were taken into consideration. One of the unfortunate things, too, we ran out of time yesterday with the program to even go into further detail to pray for her. And so we're glad you called to help clarify that question.